Hello, Dr. Pearl here. Hope this week is going well for you. I wanted to check in with some tips to help you find value in moving forward through this week's assignments and discussions. This week we're covering recruiting, looking at the strategic talent management for finding and hiring the right person with the right skills at the right time. We want the strategy to be in line with our organization's vision, mission, and overall strategic plan. Before we get into hiring, let's take a moment and look at a couple of the basics. Evidence-based management and using credible resources. You've seen this slide before, and if you need or want a bit of a refresher on the details, go to the announcement discussion post expectations. All assignments should be supported by credible resources, credible references. Evidence-based decision makers base their decisions on strong, credible information. In this day and age, there is so much information out there. We have to remind ourselves of the difference between fake information and scientifically supported information. In the workplace and in class, the more quality the resources used, the better stance for evidence-based decisions. In this course, the books and articles should only be a start. There are hundreds of resources. The employee metrics for managers has good ratios and good ideas, but don't work exclusively from this resource. If you're looking for credible resources, the American University Library is full of them. You can restrict your search to peer-reviewed journals and know you are getting the top quality when you search for resources. So use what we have provided and then look for those things that you can add to your knowledge and the knowledge of your classmates. Recruiting. The first thing to do is look at issues. Things like not making offers to the right candidates, being subjective versus objective in hiring. What are the problems to solve? Diversity, losing high-performing employees, not developing people in-house. Before coming up with any matrix, think about what you want to measure. Think about the problem you are trying to solve. What does success look like? What you measure with one company may not be important to another. What you are looking to measure here in this course on your project probably won't be in the resources we gave you. You are going to have to do some research to find answers to the problems, metrics that will help you define and solve as well as measure the issues and problems your organizations face. Take a moment and look at this list of recruiting competencies. Do you see anything that might apply to your project's organization? Think about monitoring hiring effectiveness. Have you considered all these possibilities? Or have you found resources that provide additional ideas? So always lead with the problem. Let's look at what we don't want to use for recruiting. First of all, turnover. Yes, turnover impacts recruiting, but we are not going to look at it here. We are looking at recruiting, not retention. So some things to think about, maybe diversity, succession plans, measuring the success of the hiring team, efficiency, effectiveness, bringing value to the organization. These are things that could be measured. Consider the cost of hiring mistakes. For example, the organization brings in a brand new top-level person and 3 top-performing managers leave the company. What cost is that to the company? What is the cost to morale if the wrong person is brought in? Another not to use is time to hire. It's not effective. It doesn't equate to finding the right fit, the right person. It also could work against you if you're using it to rate outside recruiting firms. So always think, what are we solving? That's the first thing to think, not thinking about matrix. Once you've identified the problem, then you can identify the matrix that will be measuring it. How are we going to measure whether we're improving? And can we make a decision on the data that we've collected? So I hope this little check-in overview reminder is going to help and support you during this week. As always, you can email me at my American University email or send me a text at 941-962-1211. Otherwise, have a terrific week. I look forward to seeing all your assignments at the end of the week.